Hey friends, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to go from soft texture to bold color as we combine an elegant embossed background with a vibrant ink blended butterfly. This is a great way to balance subtle texture with a strong focal point to really make your design pop. One of the products that I'm going to be using today is this brand new Exquisite Butterfly from the Simon Says Stamp Release. So I love everything butterflies, and in my opinion, you can never have too many butterflies. This one is really unique as it has the base piece for your wings, but it does die cut it out into two separate pieces, which I've already gone ahead and die cut out using Hammermill Cardstock. And then the second piece of the die is going to give us layers to the wings. And I just had to create a monarch butterfly. So I wanted to have the edge of the wings be in black, but not just black. We're doing black glitter cardstock. So this is just to give you an idea of how it is going to look. It's going to layer right over the edges or the outer wings of the butterfly. And then that part also die cuts out the body and the antenna of the butterfly, which that I did in the black glitter cardstock as well. When choosing my colors, I went for that monarch butterfly look. So picked out these two shades of kind of the orange family. So I started with clay, which is from Trio 28. And at first, I started ink blending in the center. But as I was doing this, I probably should have started on the outside of the wings because I wanted the center of the butterfly to be lighter. So that way it goes darker from the outer wings and gets lighter towards the center. So I kind of started that backwards, but then fixed it as I started blending on the bottom half or the bottom wings of the butterfly. Now I am going to be ink blending and creating two butterflies, but I do only use one on my final card project. To step this up a little bit, I am bringing in the terracotta ink, and I'm not too worried about the blending of it because some of that is going to get disguised with the black glitter cardstock that I'll be adding. I did step it up just a little bit more with the final color of ink in this trio, and I believe I said this is brick. And by using those darker colors on the edges, it's really going to make the center of the butterfly pop just a little bit more. So when you really want to make a design pop, do not hesitate to reach for those darker shades of ink. I'm going to add some liquid glue behind that black glitter cardstock and just place that over the edge of the wings. And it does kind of fit together perfectly like a puzzle. It is very easy to assemble. Then I can go ahead and attach the top wings to the bottom wings. I'm going to add just a little bit of liquid glue right in the center and just slightly overlap the two. It's going to stick together enough where it's going to hold in place. And then later on, I will be adding a foam square behind it just for some reinforcement and dimension. I did go ahead, add a dot of liquid glue to the center and added my body. Now, with the body of the butterflies, it is pretty delicate. So I did die cut out another body from just plain black cardstock and added that behind the glitter piece. So here is my original thought process is this embossing folder. This is the Fantastic Florals from Simon Says Stamp. And I thought at first that I would use the two butterflies on there. So I am using my Intri-Cut Die Cut Machine and I'm going to emboss this onto the white cardstock. I did spritz my cardstock with a little bit of water to help soften the fibers so I can minimize the cracking of the cardstock. And I apologize, it's a little overexposed, but when I tilt it in light, you can see it is a gorgeous embossing folder. For the sentiment, I am using this Reverse Sisters sentiment strips set. There is a die that matches this. So instead of fussing around with trimming out just one sentiment or trying to get it trimmed out perfectly with a paper trimmer, Simon Says Stamp has a die that you can line up right over the top, hold it in place. I'm using the best ever craft tape, and I'm going to run it through the die cut machine, and it's going to cut all of them perfectly. So I was really excited that I remembered I had this in my stash. And all I need to do is pop out the sentiments I want to use, and the rest I will just put in a storage pocket and save for a future project. Now, the layout that I had in mind for this sentiment, that bottom one was just a little bit too long. So I'm going to use my paper trimmer to just trim off the edges. So it's a little bit more tight fitting. I don't have as much black space at the end of the sentiment. Now, also originally when I was thinking about this card is I was going to leave that background white to really make that butterfly pop, but there's just something about it. Sometimes I cannot handle a completely white background with such a gorgeous embossed image. So I am bringing in a large blending brush from Altenew, and this is Melon ink from Simon Says Stamp. And I'm going to lightly go around all of the edges, kind of fading in a little bit towards the center, and then I also went over the embossed areas, and that ink kind of helps the flowers stand out a little bit more. So it's still a very soft background. Then for a touch of shimmer, I am bringing in some iridescent shimmer spray and just adding splatters of that to the background. I'm going to attach this panel to a side folding card base. And the best way I have found to do this is to use double-sided adhesive sheets. So I make sure to burnish that down really well on the back of my embossed panel. And then I can remove the backing and add this to the front of my side folding card base. The sentiment strips do have a white core to them, so to give that more of a clean and polished look, I'm taking a black Copic marker and just going around the outer edges, and then I'm going to add this to some strips of black cardstock to give that a little bit more dimension and stability. I'll do that for both the larger one and the smaller sentiment, and then just trim off any of that excess black cardstock. I could continue to layer it with black cardstock to really add the dimension, but I like to mix it up. I like to add a little bit of cardstock and then finish it off with thin foam squares. These are the black foam squares so that it's going to be kind of a seamless design if they look at the card from the side. Right now, I have my butterfly on my card project as kind of a placeholder, and then I'm attaching my sentiment down in that right-hand corner. With the butterfly, I did attach a small piece of a thin black foam square just to the center, so that way I could zhuzh up the wings if I wanted to. Now, even though this kind of strayed from what I originally had planned, I think this came out gorgeous with that vibrant colored butterfly paired with the soft background. I hope this project inspires you to pair soft textures with bold colors in your card making. It is such a fun way to add contrast and draw attention to your focal point and your sentiment. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more crafty inspiration. I will have a full supply list listed down below in the video description and over on my blog. Thank you so much for joining. Until next time, happy crafting!